Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to maybe the last two battles against the Twin Guard. Now, before we get into anything, I do want to very briefly say that with the previous video, a lot of people warned me that for some reason they didn't get the notification that there even was a video. So if this is seemingly coming out of nowhere, and the last video you haven't seen, which is a weird way of saying that, in the chat and in the description there will be a link to the last video, and of course it is on the playlist, so feel free to have a look, and make sure that the bell icon next to the subscription button is turned on to make sure you will get the notifications. Although, that apparently didn't help this time, because YouTube isn't the most friendly of platforms, apparently. Either way, let's forget about that, forget about the annoyances of YouTube for a moment, and bathe in the enemy's blood. So what we're going to do is, of course, lure out the strength 150, and then attempt to capture the final base of the Twin Guard, or at least I'm really hoping it's the final base. This will be the third base, so I can only assume it's the last one, and this one is incredibly expensive, so here's hoping it looks as cool as this one, but maybe a bit less glitchy. So, let's grab our Seekers. That's the Medran Guard. That's one of your vehicles. That's the Plague Guard. Will I ever get the Seekers? Where on earth did I put the Seekers? I am good at this, you know, keeping track. Oh, I already put the Seekers in front. I thought I didn't do that yet. Okay. Be right back once I've lured the enemy possibly somewhere over here, so that we have very low likelihood of accidentally fighting this. Hello? I see someone trying to be cheeky. However, you are only moving at 3 meters per second, but the question is, where did you come from? Did you just move from here up to here to try and defend? Either way, it's going to take you a very long time to get up here, and honestly, your faction will likely be under my control by the time you reach here, so bit of a late response, I admit. Okay, what? Havoc, 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 havoc. So that's a swarm. Really making my Seekers feel a bit bad here, honestly, guys. The Bloodhound don't really deal with swarms that well, but the Havoc are tiny little things. In fact, aren't the Havoc the ones which are stuck in the water? Yeah, they're going to get obliterated by the Bloodhounds. Shall we have one Bloodhound versus the Havoc pack? I mean, it makes sense to me, question mark. This is quite a anticlimactic final battle. Oh wait, no, it isn't the final battle, is it? Because the fellow's down here. Excellent. Okay, let's just jump on board these lovelies and let's get into the fight. Yeah, the laser is going to gut these guys. There goes one. There goes two. Oh well, there is a missile swarm. That will do some damage to us. We do have munition defense lasers, but they're not that powerful, so a few of them will likely get through. There we go. Fair bit of EMP. Actually, a lot of EMP. That's... oh. Well, I'll look away for 1 second. And that was... the Bloodhound can't deal well with swarms, but when they're that small... Clink, as an EMP missile just clips the back of this one. The funny thing is, the reason why I'm aiming so weirdly with the turret is because they're now so small, the base can't quite figure out where the enemies are. So it keeps on flinging the torso to try and find it. I feel like it just sent civilians after us. Like a last-ditch effort. And people call us villains. I mean, that would make us the bad guys, and as we know, that's not correct. Isn't that right, my lovely little bloodhound? You like being part of the Legion, don't you? I'll take that as a very weird nod. He's from a different culture, that's just how they nod, you see. Fuss, fuss, fuss. Now moving in to take out the final base and finally move on over to the Scarlet Dawn, which I have been promised will be a serious challenge, and I really don't doubt that. Once again, we have sort of done things in a weird order. The Twin Guard are considered a good second faction to choose after the Deepwater Guard. For instance, you can go Deepwater Guard, White Flyers, Twin Guard, or Deepwater Guard, Onyx Watch, Twin Guard. So we're sort of on the third level rather than the fourth, like the Steel Striders and the Grey Talons. That's why this one has felt a little bit weird, to say the least, in terms of pacing. Okay, then let's get this started from the backside. Let's send in the nuke. You can go over here, you can go over here, and this should be a fun time for everyone who, well, is on our side, honestly. And maybe not for the nuke either, to be honest, because you're about to be destroyed as soon as you reach the target. Again, this nuke has been remade, I would say, maybe 10 times at this stage. It's a hard life for a poor little nuke who doesn't actually have nukes. Please don't spawn in more units. Please don't spawn in units this time, please. Just let me have a lag-free boss battle. Oh, I see lots. Good aim there at the start, by the way, lasers. Oh, you're very similar. You're identical almost to the other fellow, just you've got a nasty laser on you. No, you're not actually. You've got different armor around the edge. You've got the same sort of face. Who's your wiggle thing? But no. Just trying to look what else you have here. So the AI is going to be in the middle again, I suppose, which I'm imagining that's what the lasers are actually going for right now. So let's just crash land and hopefully everything's okay. What's this one actually called anyway? The eros. Okay. Eros was the Greek god of sexual attraction. It's Greek Slanesh. Excellent. I had to Google that. I'm not very good at stuff like that, as you can probably tell by this series, honestly. Oh, that particle cannon shot was beautiful. Am I holding on to the lasers again? Yes, I am. Now I'm not. Who needs frames when you have lasers? Oh, the lag's mostly gone. We're arriving. Hello, why did you go onto the ship? I don't care about the ship. Oh, Lord, they are some lasers. Oh, AI dead. Have we already won? Did I do the thing? Did it work? Ah, missiles, lasers, death. You're on my side now. No, you're too damaged. I don't know anymore. My corruption spreads like a virus through your system. Welcome to the good guys. Wow, look how much EMP has hit this thing. Yeah, the Bloodhounds are really good at taking out AI. They live for it. Well, that was significantly easier than last time. Oh. Oh, oh, can you hear that? That's so loud in my headphones. Probably not anywhere near as loud for you, but there's so many things hitting each other. I should really stop this. But it's so hypnotizing. Also, I love these orbs. Okay, let's, Oh. I didn't get the notification to say that we had beat the faction. Is there more? Surely not. These can't spawn things. There were 3 bases we had already beat. I was so sure that was it. Okay, I actually have a prototype satellite I worked on in a live stream. Once again, twitch.tv/Lathrix for that. I'm going to send it over here because that should be able to reveal all of this section. That's really weird. Unless it's like the Onyx Watch. which simply didn't pop up the you have won this fight thing, so maybe that's the case. It's hard to tell. And here is our little satellite. Like I said, it's a prototype. It isn't exactly fantastic, but I just wanted something that can actually get to space by itself, so you don't have to actually spawn it in space. It'll take a little while to get there. It also has a really calm PID, hence why it's rocking slowly from one side to the next. Whoa, that is not meant to change colour like that. Now reaching space. And this is where some of the thrusters should turn off and it should become really rocky. Like I said, we didn't actually finish it, so this is just a really crude satellite. There we go. It'll just rock around, but it won't fall back down now. So, yeah, it can reveal a lot more than those old vehicles, and by the looks of things, we have actually won, unless it's hiding there. Which I kind of doubt, honestly. It just doesn't seem right to be there. So let's go ahead and find that out, shall we? You, move over there to get healed. You can just stay there as a bit of a sacrificial lamb. Okay, after looking at quite a bit of footage, there is no way we hadn't seen that, because we had scouted all of this area. So either that's just been added, or it's just been built in the game, which I don't think they can actually do. It's also just about to actually summon a force as well, which is definitely the most worrying thing. The only reason it hasn't so far, I guess, is because it only has one resource zone left with the Steel Striders. The problem is, I'm trapped over here, so, Bloodhounds, get your butt down there. We're going to need you in a second. Medrengard, you do the same. We might actually need you right now because, well, that's going to spawn things. We're definitely going to lose that base, by the way. I guess all we can really do is jump on over to here. If that's a submarine spawner, it's going to spawn subs, as you might imagine. So what we need to do is spawn the Seekers and edit them so that they have torpedoes. The reason why I'm spawning in the Seekers and not something stronger is because the Seekers are cheap and quick to build. Everything else is slow to build and expensive, so it won't be there as fast. Playguard, get your butt down there as well, so you can defend against this guy. The Hive, no, that's a base. Don't move the base down there. That would be silly. There's the other Hydra Seekers. Okay, get ready to fight off those guys. And I need to quickly alter one of the Seekers. Uh-oh. No, that's fine. That's just what was going to happen anyway. That's just going to stay there and hopefully distract them. Seekers, where are you? There we are. Jump onto one of them. Just going to edit your weapons for a second there, buddy. Nothing too major. So what we want, of course, is... That's all really weirdly ordered. Anyway, not important right now. You two. Torpedo sonar. Then we want, of course, the torpedo propeller. Just one of them. Fuel tanks, just one of them because it's a torpedo. Then let's go quite heavy into explosives. It's going to be a sub, so we are going to need a ballast tank, and we are going to need a one-turn because most of the time these are going to be thrown way further than needed. Okay, then what we need to do is quickly save this vehicle as Seeker T, which then I can retrofit all of them in this fleet to Seeker T. Seeker Torpedo. Do you get the hint there? Oh, yeah, I forgot we use different size missiles. Okay, going to have to change them all. At least some of them are going to be a bit stronger. Okay, they have now all been converted to the torpedo variant, although the problem is they all have the same flight altitude and the same AI. So they are now a little bit vulnerable to ramming into each other, but they'll still put up an okay fight. And the enemy is seemingly backing off. I'm okay with that, honestly. I'm okay with that. Okay, so looking at the victory conditions, we obviously need to destroy the end bases, not just simply keep them alive. and then destroy them later, which is obviously my main plan. Have them all being destroyed at once, which I think would look absolutely awesome, and then marveling at the fact we simply have them up until that point. But the thing is, right now it's saying I haven't beat anyone. Even though we did get the victory messages before, maybe that's because we did more damage to them before capturing them. That's my theory there. So, I can't think of anything else, really. Why on earth that would be the case? So, we could simply destroy these ones and see if something pops up, or we could just wait until we defeat the Scarlet Dawn in the not-so-distant future. I'm so glad you are so slow at making reinforcements. Well, here we go, the fight which is currently blocking half our forces to get back and kill the Steel Striders in one last act of defiance. We have the enemy Annihilation versus our Plague Guard and, of course, our Seekers. And we are going to go ahead and jump onto this Seeker and let's begin the fight proper. Now, is the Annihilation something which can spawn enemy vehicles? I really can't remember. Oh, I see lasers. Oh, I didn't even notice the second enemy. I am not paying attention, apparently. Plague Guard, be good if you were actually fighting. Yeah, definitely spawning in things. Oh, a small anti-aircraft laser is hitting us, but thankfully missing most of the shots, honestly. Okay, incoming the first volley from the Plague Guard, doing quite a lot of damage to its left side. Oh, which is exactly where we're landing. Let's... Okay, we're actually going inside the vehicle, that's fine. Or we're going to get stuck. That's sure, we're inside. We'll probably end up being killed, but if this thing's AI goes down, we're ready to capture it. Torpedoes now hitting the bottom of the craft as well, so that should be doing some... Well, actually quite a bit of damage. I can hear lasers going off, as in the simple lasers, which is kind of weird. Oh, is that what they are? Oh, that's cool. These are the simple weapon lasers. They're actually really effective, by the way. Seems like their aim's a little bit off, I've got to be honest. I don't know why the Seekers are so hard for detection systems to actually, you know, detect. They're not really built in a way that makes them that sleek. They're not even that small. I have no idea. Can I move my character now, or am I still stuck in this wall? I'm still stuck in... Yes, I am free! No, I'm not. There we go. Oh, shells! Whoa, that last shell knocked that thing flying. Yeah, the laser's not doing much to the Plague Guard. As we've seen before, the Plague Guard are incredibly good at handling lasers. Don't you just love battles where you're underneath the enemy vehicle and can't actually see what's going on? I'm a good cameraman. I can see why people watch my YouTube channel. But that's what you've got to sacrifice if you want to actually capture something, that's the problem. That's why I sometimes make capturing such a low priority, just because it's not the most visually appealing of process. Oh, cram cannons! I love you! Sorry, got a bit distracted there by my love of cram cannons. Yay, he got knocked back into us. Hello there. Are you hurt enough for me to start capturing you manually, is the question. No laser system currently online. That weapon's clearly glitching out. Yeah, is that laser working? No, it's clearly not. Okay, in that case, is the other enemy still alive, the flyer? What's going on over here? No, it's not. Though there is this tiny little guy here. No, that's not a enemy, that's a turret. Okay, in that case, everyone offline, let's capture it manually. Poor Seekers are just going to fall from the sky right now. So, I'm not going to move for a second because the rest of the torpedoes still need to land. And the cram cannon shells, which are already fired. Oh, look at them falling. This sort of half glide. Oh no, it's too damaged! Oh, I should have done it a little bit earlier. Oh well. I'm going to assume, though, the AI isn't here. No, this is the everything section. I was going to say the laser, but nope, everything else. Once again, Lathrix is the worst pirate. Because of my honor rules. Oh, it's up here. That is really easy to get to, but not now it's already too late. Okay, everyone back online. Go and kill the other guy. Oh, wait. 2 damaged isn't ignored by ignoring salvage. I'm going to go away now, because this is going to take another volley to the face. As stated. Just a couple of small enemy flyers left. Thankfully, we do have some of the Seekers still operational, so they can hopefully take out the small guys. Oh, that missile is trying so hard to catch up. Will it be able to? Not quite. Please stop focusing on the poor thing. Look at it. It's just a bundle of destroyed blocks. Kill the single... Oh, wait, no, there's 2 flyers. Kill the 2 little flyers instead. This is going to take a while. Plague Guard versus flyers. As we've seen before, not the most quick of experiences. Thankfully, Seeker missiles. Doing a little bit of damage there. And the other one is over there somewhere by the looks of things. Is that it in the water or... It's hard to tell whose are whose with our Seekers having a very similar paint scheme. If just one cram cannon hits, it's all over. Or not. These things are surprisingly tanky. Even when the missiles are actually hitting them, they're doing very little. I'm rather impressed by these little things. What are you called? No, that's a Seeker. Let me... The Irritation. Yeah, actually, that's quite expensive, though, compared with our Seekers, so... But either way, that is... weirdly tanky for something so small. It even has shields. That's a lot of thought put into something so adorable. And down it goes. Night-night. Is that it? That last enemy? I think it is. Well done, Plague Guard. Well done, Seekers. Now we can keep on moving off, and hopefully soon we'll be back and attacking those. You guys repair. There's something oddly hypnotic about watching a large vehicle undergo self-destruction. That was the Medron Guard, which I'm now going to be respawning over here. I think I should be getting all of the resources back, so that's no real issue, and even if we lose some of it, it's not a massive deal. As everything else will take a long time to get around, we can spawn in the Medron Guard just in case the enemy do indeed spawn in a force. So after looking at my videos yet again, it really seems like this has always been here. It's just a matter of... we've never really scouted properly in this section, so somehow we managed to see this section here, like there, and yet this bit didn't pop up on the map. I have no idea how I managed to miss that so many times. I'm not saying I didn't make this spawn on the map at least once, but clearly I didn't notice it, and then it went under the radar for many episodes afterwards. Thankfully, by the looks of things though, it's just been reinforcing things nearby, and for some reason not sending attacks. Well, we're ready now anyway, in case it does send an attack. We have the Medron Guard ready, just kind of sitting there next to the resource zone, and a lot of our units are finally getting here. So, I'll be back in a second when we attack the Steel Striders once again, I suppose. So here we are in the early morning, about to fight the Steel Striders, which, by the looks of things, are going to run into some problems when they try to spawn in. After this, we should be able to finally move on out and attack the Scarlet Dawn. It's been a weirdly long video, considering there was so little to do, but still, we are almost there. So let's spawn in our Seeker Swarm and our Medrengard. So you guys can go over here, like so. Now, half of these are the Torpedo variant of the Seeker, which all share the same AI, so if none of them hit each other during this fight, I will be amazed. In fact, I will be completely shocked. They are going to ram into each other. It's just going to happen. So after this, what I'm going to need to do is to do the more painstaking process of converting each variant of the Seeker back into their old variant so they have their old AIs, and then to each of those variants turn them into Torpedo variants. It's going to be really weird. Also, I've just realised, I don't think I've allowed the Medrengard to reload, so it might not be able to fire for a few seconds when the battle starts. Anyway, let's find out. Eventually. Oh. Yep, the weapons aren't aiming, so that'll take us a few moments to actually begin firing. Oh, nice particle cannon shot, though. There's the Torpedo variants going down. Hopefully they will be working correctly. And there's the shells, finally. Not quite sure what you're aiming at there, Medrengard. Let's pretend you hit the target, though. Second hit there from the particle cannon. Lovely. Oh, look at that. Oh, there we go. The Medrengard finally hit the target, doing a considerable amount of damage and bouncing it away. Lovely. Torpedoes coming in. Sadly, some of them missing the target. A few of them did hit, though. Torpedoes being released by the enemy, not really doing all that much, although those missiles were distracted by something. Medrengard is currently focusing on the larger vessel in the back there. Some shots hitting, some shots missing. It's been so long since I've actually worked on the Medrengard, well, the Medrengard's old weapons, I don't know what the problem is. The updated version of the Medrengard, which is currently on hold because of how long it was taking, is no longer using those advanced cannons. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm assuming the enemy are using those really annoying torpedoes which can distract torpedoes. Well, you are countering some of our Seekers very effectively there. Medrengard, as always, backing off, and now being pretty much immune to the enemy's damage. There we are, some torpedoes which were not affected by the enemy torpedoes, and doing a load of damage there to the underside. Incoming shells from the Medrengard, doing a lot of damage there to the side, and yeah, just a lot of damage. The issue is, now I remember, the issue is the Medrengard gets so far away that the shells have such a long travel time, it's easy to accidentally dodge them. It needs faster shells, but it is using heat shells, which are very effective at crushing the insides, as you just saw there, things falling off from the inside, including that turret, and that turret as well. Now swapping targets. Are you AI dead? Is a good question. Well, you're very close to it. I hate how dark this mode is. Let's just do this for a second. Which is the closest Seeker? That would be you, directly above it. I do love the Seekers. They're not exactly particularly potent, but they are very fun. Okay, let's just let go. Thank you. But yeah, the new version of the Medrengard is focusing a lot more on damage than the old version, which is almost completely focusing on defense. It can survive pretty much anything, but as you can see, its damage output is severely lacking for its cost. I'm assuming the AI is going to be in this giant block of heavy armor. Or it's over there, really, really vulnerable. Okay. How do I actually get in there, though, is the question. That is a good question. Let's pause time and figure out how I'm getting to the location. Okay, wonderful, right there. Stormtrooper traits, don't fail me now. Did it work? Darn, it must have more than one AI. Okay, so the last AI is right at the back. In fact, it's incredibly annoying to get to. So, should I turn off my forces right now is the question. I think yes. The remaining enemy forces are incredibly damaged, and it would be a fitting end for these rebels, considering I now own this territory, to, you know, take over their minds. Like all good guys do, of course. So, my lovely Seekers, please turn off, and Medrengard, same for you, just sit there and wait. Now I need to get back into here and capture this thing. The problem is, there's still a lot of torpedoes in the water, so a lot of damage is still going to be done. Hopefully this time I did stop the fighting early enough, though. I did learn a lesson from before. You're 2 damaged, that guy over there is 2... Oh my lord, the missiles from the Medrengard all landing at once, that's kind of beautiful. Being a bit distracted here. I forgot the Medrengard had such a potent volley. Okay, that was, terrifying. Ah! Still torpedoes! Okay, those are from the Seekers, though. They're only quite small. Okay, so let's get back in here, and let's capture this thing's AI. Oh, no. And let's do it faster, please. Great. How many torpedoes? It's been so long since I fought using the Medrengard. I can't believe how many things it fires. It's causing it to capsize. Credit to the Valiant, though, even though my voice has gone a fair few minutes ago. This thing can really take a beating. Okay, so the AI should be just past this bit of stone. Did it work? Hello, Valiant! Welcome to the Legion. And the other enemy is also completely turned off, so let's go ahead and capture that as well. I mean, why not? Be a waste of resources, just leave it. Steel Striders really do have a lovely style about them. The somewhat realistic style. There we are, we now have the Saber as well, which is certainly quite an interesting design. It's clearly a support vehicle, with a really large amount of energy storage and a really powerful set of engines, but then nothing really to spend it on, so it's clearly there to give power to the other vehicles, and then any power it does keep, it's using the laser anti-missile defenses to simply take down missiles. It then also has some cruise missiles, which aren't the most powerful in the world, but good enough. And yeah, it's clearly there to defend the fleet and help to power them up, which I think is just a really cool idea, honestly. Not something I've ever done before personally, so it is nice that it's simply here. Now, one thing I did notice, however, is that these anti-missile defenses here and here aren't connected. I've done no editing to this vehicle yet, I've just healed it, and yeah, that is a little bit weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I think perhaps one block has been misplaced in the design, but either way, really cool concept, and it's ours now. The Valiant is being repaired by accident, I didn't even mean to start repairing it, but either way, the Seekers are ready, and the Twin Guard are coming after us. So, very quickly, what I'm going to do is send in the Seekers. We don't necessarily need to capture this base. I might try to, but I'm not going to bother sending in a capturing vehicle specifically. We'll just send in the Seekers, we'll jump on board of one. If the enemy takes so much damage it can be taken easily, I'll take it, otherwise we'll just kill the thing. And off we go. At least one of the enemies are going to be sending nukes against us though, so it's going to be an interesting fight to say the least. Also, we are using torpedoes against a land building, or not. Is there meant to be land? Okay, there it is. So let's see how good those nukes are actually following our flyers. Oh, really? After the Hydra of all things? Don't hit me. Oh, Hydra, you poor thing. I now know the enemy's pain. Oh, those torpedoes are trying so hard. There we go, the enemy's base is dead, and let's have a quick look-see at this thing. That is very blocky. I love the idea of it, though. So this is, like, the dock section. Are those meant to be beds? Or dead people? I do like the idea of it. Where's the AI, though? I feel like this will be really difficult to capture, honestly. I have no idea where the AI is on this thing. Okay, just carry on. Yeah, this is gonna take a while to break through everything, isn't it? Yes, it is. Did you just hurt your own creator? Yes, you did! See? Our corruption is even working on things just spawning in. Some torpedoes there just to help out. Yeah, I think it will be worth it though to try and capture this just because it's so expensive looking. There's a lot of blocks there to sell. Excuse me, thank you. Gotta love a good swarm. So, the missiles keep on killing me. They are absolutely everywhere because of the swarm. On the upside, the enemy sub just managed to ram into its own building, which is interesting to say the least. And honestly, I think I'm now more interested in the sub itself rather than the sub creator, so let's see if we can capture that instead. Even if it is being healed now. Yeah. Oh look, there's my corpse. Oh, and there's a missile trying to turn me into a corpse. Let's get back inside, shall we? Hello again. Can you please stop healing that thing? There we are, the sub is now mine, and I've now came to the realization this is quite an outdated building, because it isn't playing by the game's rules, because it actually has repair bots, which I think aren't allowed at all for any campaign designs. At least that's what I've been told a few times now by people actually working on the campaign, so yeah, seems a little bit outdated. Also, I can't find the AI. I don't know where it is at all, and I am starting to think perhaps I'm going a little bit mad searching for it. Certainly quite impressive, though. Not the most pleasing of designs, but certainly quite impressive looking. But yeah, no idea where the AI is, so I think I'm just going to let our guys just kill it at this stage. Repair bots are gone, and apparently I've just captured a design by accident because it was just being spawned in and the AI had yet to be built. Sure. Well, there we go, finally. I could not find the mainframe in that. I just couldn't, no matter where I looked. The mainframe seemingly just didn't exist. It must have been there somewhere, but there was so many sections which were just blocks of wood or metal, it could have been inside anywhere. So, a little bit of an oddity there, but there we go, the fight is over. Surely I didn't actually capture it, but what is this? The Panther. Oh, yeah, the other design. Okay, so let's repair up, and then I guess we have to fight the Twin Guard again. Oh, this is becoming quite a messy episode, I've got to say. The enemy are almost here, but thankfully most of our forces have now arrived, including the Plague Guard, which will be fighting alongside the Panther, and of course some of our Seekers. So this really shouldn't be too much of a difficult battle, honestly. A lot of healing on the enemy team, though, I will say, if we look at their composition. I could have attacked them whilst they were on the land, but that felt a little bit not what a good guy would do. And so the battle begins. Let's see how well the Panther actually does. From the looks of things, it's not the most tanky of designs, but my god, it's got a lot of firepower for such a small craft. So a lot of damage and little defense. And then, of course, we have the lovely Plague Guard here, which are doing pretty much the opposite. Sorry about the weird cameramanship there, that's just me being me. Oh wow, Cram Cannon's devastating the side there on that first volley. It is firing lasers, but as you can see, they have the shrunk because they're now hitting the smoke of the Plague Guard. Actually, no, they're not, because I don't have fuel currently on the Plague Guard. So right now, they don't have the ability to use their smoke dispensers. Just a random little thing there. They could earlier, then I was messing with their design, I forgot to add the fuel back. There's so many things you must consider when building in this game. Oh, I love those cram cannons, though. Tiny little shots. The Plague Guard just look like bundles of smoke and fire when they're firing their weapons. Wow, those torpedoes are devastating from the Panther. Wait, are you firing a particle cannon underwater? That must be great against enemies' hulls. Especially very large enemy ships, like the Plague Guard. We just actually lost one of our vehicles as I was looking. Okay. Doesn't seem like the last shot hit, though, thankfully. Hi there. Stop healing each other and just die. The Blood God will have his blood regardless how much you try and heal your wounds. Are those missiles? Finally, that guy over there is dead, which means this one is no longer being healed, and now the damage is more permanent. I wonder how much healing they just did during this battle. I wish there was like a stat screen how much damage was done overall. There is the little thing there in the top right, but a more detailed version, but also how many blocks were healed and stuff over the course of a battle. I would love that. That would be such a good addition to the game. Oh, I didn't even notice this little guy over here. Isn't that the base of a Judgment? And by Judgment I meant to say Juggernaut. It kind of looks like it is. Is it? What are you? You're the Bertha. I don't think I've ever seen the Bertha before. Looks a bit broke, though. I'm assuming it got hit very early on. Oh no, one of my Seekers was underneath! You belly flopped it, you fiend! Of all the ways for a flyer to die, belly flopped by a ship. That's a very cinematic way to fire your missiles there, Seeker. Well done. Today is the day of the Seeker, it really is. There we go, 2 damaged finally. Well done to the Plague Guard, once again defending our glorious nation of peace and harmony. And now it's self-destructing. There we go. Okay, so I have been recording for quite a bit today, and this video is going to be a bit of a mess by the looks of things. We've been recording for such a long time, there's been so many little things happening. I think I'm going to end it here and try to edit this all together rather than keep on going and just skipping loads of stuff. And then in the next episode, straight away, we can instantly go into the next faction, which of course is the Scarlet Dawn. And honestly, I need to get some sleep. As you can probably tell, I'm stumbling over words more than usual. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favorites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we finally destroy the Scarlet Dawn, or get destroyed by them. I'm honestly looking forward to a bit of a challenge with them. They are apparently, by far, now the most difficult faction, especially in the higher difficulties, so I'm really looking forward to just being crushed by them, and then crushing them right back. Thank you, and goodbye.